Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And if you're an Olympic fan, if you're somebody who likes international sport, this is a time of year for you. The Olympics comes at a very good time if you're a sports fan, because there's nothing really going on in America unless you like college basketball, but I'm not really into that. The Super Bowl, there's a Super Bowl hangover. You're kind of waiting around for spring training to happen with baseball. Spring training is nothing exciting. You just want to get through March and get to opening day, which happens in the end of March, early April. But the Winter Olympics, if you're a fan, or if you're just a casual person, it's a good substitute. It passes the worst month of the year, which is February. And if you're in the education world, the worst month of the year is March, because there are no days off unless, Easter comes early, but that's not happening again this year. But yeah, at least February gets in and out, and then you work through March, which is a terrible winter month, terrible weather month if you're in the Northeast. And then you go on from there. But with the Olympics always comes controversy. Now, there was an event, and I am not going to tell you that I know anything about this stuff, because I don't. But there was an event called the ice dancing competition, right? These figure skaters from all around the world go to the Olympics and compete in this event. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how they score it. I don't know how the people figure these things out. I don't know what they look for. The only way I know that people fuck up is if they fall. That's the only way I know how these things go. But apparently, there is some controversy in the scoring. The people, the Americans that lost, and of course the only reason why it's controversy is because the Americans lost, were named Madison, Chuck, and Evan Bates. They lost to French competitors Laurence Boudry and Guillaume Curzon. Four people that I've never heard of. The scoring was razor tight. The French team answered with a season best free dance, and they countered what many people said was this couple, Chuck and Bates's, best dance that they've ever done. And they matched their best dance on Wednesday night, giving the French team a 225.82 point score over Bates and Chuck's 224.39. That was the difference between the gold medal and the silver medal. And the bittersweet silver medal having lost just 4 times in the last 4 years. This team, these two Americans, are supposed to be very, very good. The controversy comes with the issue of the French judge scoring very, very high for the French team and very, very low for the American team, which is the reason why the disparity, which was the edge in points. These scoring systems are so complicated, and so, like I said, regular people don't know what to look for. Where is the errors? What are they doing wrong? Like, how do you score these things? because if you watch this event, and I'm not saying that I'm an expert in this. I watched it just to see what if there was something wrong, if there's a little slip, if they, I didn't see anything wrong with any of them. And apparently these two teams are the best teams in the world now. But for one guy to say, well, the French team, I have to put them a lot higher than the American team. Is it merit or is it homeboy helping out his compatriots? I think it's homeboy helping out his compatriots. And you know something? That's how it goes. Is it fair? No. Is it morally right? No. But does it happen? Of course. It happens all the time. And it happens with Americans too. You never hear it, at least not in America. You never hear it. But Americans get higher scores because they're American by American judges. It happens all the time. Don't tell me it doesn't. Don't tell me it doesn't. And now these people, of course, they've been very classy about it. They haven't blasted the judge. They haven't said that they were cheated. The International Olympic System, the International Olympic Committee, has said that the scoring was appropriate. I don't know how they come up with that, but that they're not going to throw the judges under the bus. So they have poo-pooed this, and they're going to move on with an Olympic Games that have been very entertaining. If you are Italian or Italian American, you're probably loving this because Italy is at the moment top of the medal list. This has been a historic day for Italy too, Friday the 13th, 2026. They won their first, going off of the Olympics, they won their first World Cup cricket match today. They beat Nepal. And they are saying that cricket in Italy is becoming a fast-growing sport. And the thing about the Italian cricket team, getting off of ice dancing for a second, is not one player on that national team is of non-Italian descent. Not one. Bravo to those guys. No, they may get wiped out. I don't know who they play next. I don't follow cricket. Cricket's very, it's the grandfather of baseball, but cricket's very confusing. If they could listen, once Italians become passionate about something, they're starting to get passionate about rugby. They're starting to get passionate about cricket. They love their winter sports up north. They're killing it with the slalom and the downhill and the luge and all that shit. They love the speed skating is amazing. That woman is Italy has a woman 35 years old. She won the 5,000 meters. That's nuts. And these women women are unbelievably looking in these outfits. But getting back to the ice skating thing, because it's Friday and it's an abbreviated show. This is nothing new. There's always been controversies. And I'm going to bring up a few controversies here. We'll go back to the 1998 ice dancing judge scandal. Ice dancing in Nagano, Japan, had a bit of a spygate. A Canadian judge secretly taped conversations with another judge about picking winners before the competition. After her complaints to the officials had been brushed aside, Jean Snift recorded Ukrainian judge Yuri Balkov discussing skater placements as proof of her accusations. And during the call, Balkov said he would vote for Canadians if Snift voted for a Ukrainian pair. The athletes did not compete on a fair playing field, Snift told Canadian Broadcasting Company. This isn't sport. Quote, this isn't sport. Somebody had to get proof, end quote. The Canadians failed to earn a medal, though they believe their performance was at least worth the bronze. Balkov was suspended for a year, and Snift was handed a 6-month suspension. The scandal led Dick Pound, a top International Olympic Committee official, to urge for ice dancing removal from the Olympics unless judge reforms were made. Ice dancing has not been removed, obviously, from the competition. Another controversy that involves figure skating, ice dancing happened in 2002 in Salt Lake City. Figure skating judges were again at the center of scandal when another vote trading plot amongst judges took place and was uncovered. The Russian team of Elena Berzhaneva and Anton, oh God, look at this last name, Skits-Herdurez, edged Canadians, another Canadian, Jamie Sale and David Pautier for the gold medal. But Marie Renier Legrange, a French judge, came forward saying that she was pressured by the French Ice Sports Federation to put the Russians first. Quote, I know very well we would vote in favor of the Russians who would vote in favor of the Canadians, she told Reuters. I also am certain that I was the only I was almost certain that I was the only one who would award the Olympic title. What I feared would happen really did. End quote. After investigations, official awarded Sale and Peltier the gold medals. The Russians were allowed to keep theirs. I don't get that at all. I write side notes on my little teleprompter here. Quote, we do hope to get the bronze too, so we can get the entire collection, Peltier quipped in a news conference after the ruling. This has happened before. And it's always with these ice competitions, these competitions where you really the regular people don't know what the fuck's going on. They just watch it because it looks pretty. Skating, especially figure skating, is very, very popular. It brings high ratings because it's a beautiful, when it's done right, it's absolutely beautiful. And these competitions are wonderful to see. These people practice for hours, for years. And so if they get cheated like this, yeah, you kind of feel for them. And I do feel for these people. But the French team must have been great too, because it was that close. And there's always 2030, I think 2030 is in Salt Lake City again. It's in Utah. So let's hope that they can keep it going, and maybe they'll get the medal there, a gold medal there in the U.S., and they'll have the support there. But the Italian news is upset because the French team that won, had they not gotten that high mark from the French judge, the Italian team would have won the bronze medal. The Canadians, who are on the right side of your screen, would have got the silver, and the Americans would have got the gold. But hey, c'est la vie with that. Anyway, listen, it's all about the competition. It's all about being fair. We want to see fairness and transparency. Let's keep it classy, France. Okay? And there's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, my friend, Satan is always busy. He might be French today. Be a man and have a backbone, because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. We'll see you later.